Hey guys, today my What Do You Think video is going to cover covers. It's going to cover covers of books that do not represent the story. And what made me think about this was Ginger Book Nerd just did a video for the best 10 covers of 2011. And they were showing them in one of the books, and I don't remember which one it was, but one of the books they showed, and they said, even though it doesn't have anything to do with the story or whatever, however their words were about it. And it just made me think about, I heard this before. Like, I heard people talking about this before, and I never really thought too hard into it, but it just really grabbed my attention this time. So I did a little bit of Googling, and actually came across an article or a blog post by the author of Liar, Justine Larbalister. I probably butchered her last name. And this is the good cover. This is the current cover, at least from what I understand, for the U.S. The last cover for this book, the original cover for this book, actually showed a white girl here. And the book is actually about an African American girl. And of course there was a lot of talk about that because people were confused. The book obviously is about a girl that lies all the time. So they didn't know if maybe she was just lying. That was part of her, portrayal and stuff. And that's not what the author wanted to portray at all. So she was saying in there how she doesn't have really the last word or anything on book covers. Authors don't. And she really lobbied, though, to get that a different book cover. And you could actually read the whole blog post. I'll post a link down below because it was actually rather interesting. And I actually tweeted it. So it was about publishing companies and stuff too, and it was rather interesting. But in the end, they did change the cover. She said they did a whole photo shoot and everything. So I thought that was awesome. And like I said, that's the new cover. And that was my thing. It's like, there's a lot of people that love their covers. And when they choose a book, a lot of people choose it based on the cover. Maybe not all their books, but, a bunch of their books. And it's true. They say don't judge a book by its cover, which I've been hearing that a lot lately. But people do. We like beauty. We like things that are different. Our eyes, that's the first thing that we see. It's like they say first appearances are important, or the first time you meet someone, you want your appearance to look good, because that first time thing, that's important. Same thing with books. And I don't recall any major books where the cover was like completely off from what the story is. And now that I think about it, I need to link another blog post. This girl, it's an older book, and the cover, I can't remember the name of it or who it's even by, but the cover had a green alien on it pointing a gun. And she said the book doesn't even have aliens in it, nothing like that. It's about teens that have, they can read minds. And it had like nothing to do at all. It was like so far off the mark from what that cover was portraying. And that's like, wow. That's like, to me, it's almost like, what the heck is the word? Like being deceitful, like they're trying to market it. If you didn't, for the people that go in the bookstores and kind of just browse through to see, when something catches their eye. And yeah, you can always read the synopsis and that, but, and it's almost kind of deceitful. I mean, having the cover look like it's going to be a book about some certain thing when in reality it's not at all. Or what someone else said, two characters. Like you'll have, the faces on the covers, and when you read the book, there's no character that looks anything like the cover. That's another thing. I know there's sometimes when they start to describe a character, especially the main character, where I'll flip back to the cover just to see, because you see it in your mind, but you want to see it then, visually. And I do that. I do notice I do that. there was actually just a book I was reading. Some books I take the dust jackets off of if it's bulky for me or whatever. I'll just take the dust jackets off. Usually I leave them on. In a book I was just reading not too long ago, I took the dust jacket off, and as I'm reading the book, I noticed that I kept going to grab the dust jacket so I could look at the cover, because, you know, I wanted to see in person some of what was being said in the story, if that makes any sense. So I'm just curious, like, what you guys think about this whole thing. Like I said, I never thought too hard on it until I seen their video, and I'm like, wait a minute. Shouldn't the cover portray what the story's about? Like, seriously, isn't that what that is? I mean, that's the first thing you see. Isn't that like a premise into the story? Obviously it isn't, and obviously it happens more often than what I thought, and on much larger scales than what I thought. So, yeah, if you guys know a book or have read a book where the cover was completely off, had nothing to do with the story at all, link it below. I'd be very interested to check those out. And yeah, so that's just my thoughts, what I wanted to talk about today. I know that like I said, would expect and have always expected the covers to represent the story. And obviously they don't. And obviously it's two different things, which doesn't, my mind doesn't understand that. So, whatever. So that's it for today. Me and the kids did put up a Project for Awareness video yesterday to spotlight books for kids. That is, or was started by Brittany and Farrah over at I Eat Words. And hopefully, you know, they're getting some good donations rolling in for them. And it's still going on today. Project for Awareness is still going on. From what I understand, for every comment left on any of the videos that are for the Project for Awareness, earns a penny up to 1 million comments. So it may not seem like a lot, but it adds up, you know. So, and that is about it. I am just finishing up Scars by Cheryl Rainfield, and I forget which my next book is going to be. I have them in the order I'm going to read them in my bedroom. I just can't remember right now. So that's it. I'm sure I will see you guys before Christmas. If I don't, though, happy holidays to everybody. Happy Christmas, and take care. Bye.